What is up, YouTube? It is good to be back. It's your boy Dolly, and of course, the lovely PJ. Now, we know last time y'all couldn't hear us very well, so we actually have our mics on tonight, okay? So, if you can hear us good out there, say hello, PJ.
Hello, PJ.
Hello. Not literally. Not hello, PJ. Can y'all hear us good? Give us the thumbs up if everything is good out there.
Hopefully I don't have to scream today.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have to talk all loud and all that stuff. We're going to talk a little bit about the Delphi murders.
A little bit.
Well, we're going to talk a lot about the Delphi murders. Well, PJ has a ton of stuff. I got a little bit of stuff I got to do here, as far as packaging soap. I'm working on candles, just a whole bunch of new stuff that I got going on. So I'm going to be doing some of that and chopping it up with you guys, of course, about this Delphi stuff and the occult, okay? Right now, there's some weird stuff going on, and we dug it a little deep into it to figure out what the hell is this man being framed. PJ, is he being framed?
I think he is.
Oh, Lord. Richard
really
Allen, is he being framed? PJ says, yeah. Now, I have my doubts if he's being framed. I think he may be involved in something bigger. I believe these crimes were committed by some type of group of people, not one person. And I don't believe it. I think it's bigger than Keegan Klein. I think it's bigger than Richard Allen. And I think it has to do with the occult, okay? And the boogeyman is real, okay?
I do agree that it has to do with that group of people. But the issue with that and having him connected is that he doesn't connect. There's nothing connecting him to that paganistic religion that they claim.
Now, I know they say one of the girls dated this boy, and his dad was like totally into the whole
Brad Holder.
Yeah. His dad, his son dated one of the girls.
Yeah, I believe his name is Logan. He dated Abby.
And
Williams.
He was posting pictures and weird things on his Facebook
for a long time. He still has them all up.
Yeah, and so he's definitely into that type of stuff. And I don't know, is that enough? Just because I'm sure there's a lot of people in this country, I mean, I don't know the exact number, but that are pagans and that are not killing people. And,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've met a group of people that were pagans back in the day. I went and had a barbecue with them, and they didn't cook nothing good. Another story. But they didn't sacrifice me or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They seem like just genuinely good people that just believed in some old school,
Well, at first I think that when you say pagan, it's a broad term for a lot of different things, I think. Because when you say pagan, there's people that consider themselves to be pagan and they practice witchcraft. And then there's people that are like this, they believe in Odin, which sounds like a comic book character.
To me, that's what I said. I'm looking for Stan Lee when I hear this shit. Like Odinism. Like, it's like the word for 2023, Odinism.
Yeah.
Okay? Everybody write that down. There's going to be a test on it at the end of the class. Okay?
These people were that serious about it that they were wearing badges on their uniforms that said "All Hail Odin," and
All
that came from
hail
several
Odin.
of the defense staff noted this emblem patch on these guards on their work clothes. So not only are they practicing that religion at home, they're bringing it to work and putting their patches on their uniform at work, which I heard
right after that his defense team came there and they were talking about this, that the guards removed the patches.
They did. So the 136-page memorandum that the defense just put out, it got released and then it got sealed again. So it's still out there. I don't know how they're going to do that or why they did that, because I kind of feel like they released it on purpose, but then they're like, oh, nope, you can't see this. But yet we saw all of it. All of us saw it. So, and shout out to Stone Gator. She had me listening to this document all day today.
All 136 pages of it. Is that how many pages it is? 130.
It took my program on my phone probably 7 hours to read it to me.
7 hours to
Well,
read
that's
it.
because I had to work still. And so
Okay.
I had to pause it. And then there was parts of it where I was like, no. So then I rewound it.
So in that document, I found one thing that was weird is when the police apparently went to some college to get a professor to give them their opinion on was this a sacrificial killing or ritual killing. He said it had nothing to do with Odinism, but they can't find, they don't know what professor it was. They don't know how to contact the professor. They don't have any of that professor's writings.
Right.
It's almost like they made it up.
Yeah. Well,
just to rule it out.
Instantly, from what's described in this document, anybody in their right mind would come up onto a crime scene and notice the big branches on top of the bodies, right? So, as a crime scene investigator, the first thing I would think of would be, hey, why are these bodies placed this way? Is there some type of cult or entity that practices these types of murders?
Yeah,
so
of course.
That's what they did, I'm alleging, because that professor came into the picture, and right away they claimed that this professor claimed that that wasn't the case, that it wasn't due to Odinistic sacrifices. And so but now the defense has gotten wind of everything in the case so far against their client. They're starting to put two and two together and realize there is some type of cult sacrificial issue going on, and was going on from the beginning. And so they're trying to get the evidence that they had collected up until this point, and all of a sudden it's like none of it exists.
Does that look like any normal killing you have ever seen?
No.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I would have instantly walked up on it. And like I was telling people last night, it's some Blair Witch type stuff.
Yeah.
When you see the sticks placed and they're put in this weird position, and we had somebody from like Sweden, like I said, leave comments saying this has something to do with like some Viking stuff, you know, that they're symbolizing something with this killing. And then, you know, everybody's been sending me all this stuff on the other guy.
It's just so much.
It's a lot. And you know,
because his Facebook page is still active. You could still go up there and see him doing videos of them gathering and doing their rituals and
these secret societies. He's also a Freemason too.
Yeah.
So, you know,
it's a conspiracy theorist's dream.
This is all you, because you know me, I don't really do the conspiracy, not in true crime. I think there's some conspiracy or fact in this world that we've been lied to a little bit. But usually in true crime, there's usually not a whole lot of conspiracy in true crime unless you're talking about Jeffrey Epstein. And there's a few of them, you know, that could go into the conspiracy realm of things. And I think this is one of them. That's what I started screaming to you. I said, PJ, look, I know I don't usually be talking conspiracy. I was like, but there's a conspiracy going on in this one. This is done by a group or organization that have these weird beliefs. And maybe Richard Allen ain't innocent of that. Somehow he's in this, but I thought it was this. My honest opinion, and it's the only thing that really kind of makes sense in my mind, is we know Keegan was in contact with these girls, Abby and Libby, Anthony Shots, the whole thing. But I also think he takes part in some weird kid stuff in the dark web. Okay, because we know when he's arrested, he's charged whatever 30 count, child pornography, all kinds of weird shit, right? So if he's already into that weird internet stuff and he's going down these dark, deep rabbit holes on the internet, and he's ran across this weird group that's also, you know, did he feed these girls to that group of people?
I believe he did. And what's documented in this paperwork, there's actually a local recruiter for their little group, and it's not Odinism. It's actually, let me see exactly what it's called. They're like the Vinelanders.
The Vinelanders.
Vinlanders, like Vine and then Landers.
Vinelanders.
All
right, so anybody want to join a cult? Because that shit sounds like a cult.
No, right. And that's what I'm saying. So there was like a recruiter. His name was Johnny Messer. He was in Rushfield, which is like 100 and some miles from Delphi. And so there was, you know, the person closest to the case would be the kid's dad that dated Abby. So that would be the Brad Holder. He had a best friend named oh God, where's his name? Patrick Westfall. They were really good friends up until, and they did, you know, their whole rituals. They went into the woods, and the ex-wife actually said so much. Brad Holder's ex-wife told a lot of what happened.
You know, I was looking today at Brad Holder, and I was looking at the bridge guy, and he does kind of look like the bridge guy.
He wears that same hat.
He does kind of look like the bridge guy, but at this point, everybody looks like the bridge guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You put a hoodie on me in my hands, my pocket, damn, I could be the bridge guy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's one of those, it's just, it was at the time, you know, if it happened today, that would be a 4K photo and they would be able to do fake facial recognition on you. But 6 years ago.
I doubt it. I think it's like chance.
What is it? 380p quality at best? You know what I'm saying? It's super low resolution.
Not only that, but they had a voice. And people say that Brad Holder sounds like that voice also.
Oh, they're saying that sounds like his voice.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I guess if you was going to walk up on somebody to do something heinous, let's just say heinous, would you use your regular voice, or would you walk up and would you try to be more deep and more scary, more authoritative? You know what I'm saying?
I can't imagine what I would do.
Like, you know, there's people that can change I change my voice up all the time. Like Team Rose, she uses like 37 voices. Could he have been like, you know, talk like this, and then when he got up on, be like, "Girls down the hill." You know what I'm saying? You know, just to sound, you know, that type of.
It's possible.
Is that his actual speaking voice? Is what I'm trying to say.
My issue was, let's say it was Brad Holder. They took him as a suspect originally, and they actually cleared him. I think it was March 16th, 2017.
And you know, the thing about that too is he admitted that he was there at first, that he was
Richard Allen did, yes.
Yeah, Richard Allen, he admitted that he was at that park. He just wasn't there at the time of the killings.
Yeah.
That's a little odd too, that all these people were at this trestle on this day. Like, is this a popping ass spot in Delphi? What? Like, they be partying out there.
Yeah.
Like, where are we going? Trestle, baby? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the deal with the fucking raggedy ass death trap trestle that everybody wants to hang out at?
I don't know.
That must be a big thing in Delphi. Y'all need something else there. Y'all need like a
titty bars.
Would you say titty bars? I don't think that's gonna do teenagers no good. Maybe they need a Dippin' Dots,
something,
a Sweet Frog, or a damn Dave and Buster's.
Anything better than what they got?
A shopping mall, maybe a little shopping strip, a Dunkin' Donuts,
something.
Maybe. Turtle lattes.
I love turtle lattes.
If everybody would have went to Dunkin' Donuts, there wouldn't be nobody dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except they would have needed a sacrifice still.
You could have sacrificed their breakfast food because it's horrible.
No, that's not how that works.
Okay. All right.
So why did it take 5 years for them to get anywhere in this case if they literally walked up on a crime scene that was clearly some type of ritual?
Here's what got me. I was convinced when they had Keegan Klein and they said Keegan is Anthony Shots, and they did them interviews and he was like, yeah, I did talk to him and blah, blah, blah. I was like, they got the guy. Okay. They got him. It's done. It's over. The police came out. They were talking about, we got it. We just got to leave a little time to wrap it up, blah, blah, blah. And they did. But I thought they were talking about Keegan, right? But no, they weren't talking about Keegan. Then they come out and announce Richard Allen arrested. I was like, what the hell? That don't make no damn sense. He didn't communicate with him. He just happened to be a killer in the woods.
Yeah.
Like Jason Voorhees, he was just waiting. Waiting for two little girls to walk by. All right, boom, let me pop out the trees.
It just doesn't make any sense.
It don't.
He couldn't have done it by himself, no matter what. Let's say he's it, and he's arrested. He's the guy. He's 5'4". This document also described all the things that he would have had to do by himself to get this done, and it's like I don't think it's humanly possible.
So at some point he trekked through some high water.
Right. They even said that if it was a foot taller that day or whatever, that he would have been underwater. That's how short he was.
So he's 5'4", but he's a pretty thick guy for 5'4".
Right.
So I mean,
so was one of the girls was a heavier set girl.
Well, you know, you think about that. How could you control two people without one of them running? And you would have to say the
Exactly.
gun. He would have to have a
Okay.
weapon that would make you scared to run.
Okay.
Or he was just the bridge guy, is just the first person you see. And underneath the bridge was a whole cult of Odinism people. And they were about to,
Trolls.
like a pack of trolls.
Hmm.
And then they drug her down the path a half mile and,
And then yeah,
you know, did
something.
what they did, their little cult sacrifice or whatever to their Thor gods or Odin or whoever. It seems strange. It seems like something out of a movie.
I mean,
And
it's worse
I
than a
know
movie
it's
because it's real
bigger.
life.
I know it's bigger. Like you just don't got Jason Voorhees over here just waiting on you in damn Delphi, Indiana. You know what I'm saying? Somebody sent Jason Voorhees and Freddie and Michael Myers to. That's what I think. They got hit with the trifecta. I think it was more than that. I think it was Keegan Kline, his daddy, Richard Allen, and some other
Well,
people.
no, I was trying to tell you the recruiter had convinced one of the guys, Elvis Fields, to join, and Elvis Fields went to one of his sisters and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have brothers now. I have a new brother," and basically just it was like the whole like, "Hey, come be one of us," and
You know what I also heard? What's the dude's name? Brad, the Brad guy?
Holder.
Brad Holder.
Hmm.
I heard he showed up at the funeral for the girls in sunglasses.
He did, and he doesn't.
That
It wasn't sunglasses; it was glasses. He doesn't need glasses though, so he showed up in like reading glasses.
he showed up in reading glasses. I
Hmm.
thought it was sunglasses.
I heard it was glasses, like actual like glasses, and he doesn't wear glasses because it specifically said where I read that he doesn't wear glasses. If it
Huh.
was sunglasses, it would have been like,
Why would that man chat room show up to these little girls' funerals? And then when you go on his site, he has, like I said, he has all this stuff to do with this Odinism.
well, his
And
wife told,
the picture of it to me, it kind of looked like Jesus hanging from a tree being like bled out.
oh yeah,
In the leg image had his leg folded, and then you see the pictures of Abby and Libby. Her leg is in the same position as that photo that is on his picture. Yeah, it
yeah.
is. It's insane, and that is a little eerie in itself that people are really into this.
Well, his ex-wife, and this is why all of these people that are mentioned in this article, they all have actual people telling on them
Uh huh.
with proof that they were involved in this. Like this Elvis character, he's said to have a mind of a 7-year-old. He was questioned and he denied it. So the cops went out to their cars. He decides, I gotta ask you something, and comes back out and says, if my spit just happens to be on one of the bodies, that's provable to not be my problem, right? I'm not gonna get in trouble for that, right? And the cops like, oh, notated it in the account, but nothing came from it.
So a guy said if my spit is found on the body.
He's trying to make sure he's not going to get in trouble in case his spit might be found on the body. He later on went to tell his sister he spit on one of the bodies.
That's what I'm saying. I believe there was a group of people out there. This is some type of cult sacrifice, and it's bigger.
And the sister took a polygraph test and passed, saying that what she was saying was true.
That a brother said he spit on one of the
Yes.
bodies. And this is the same young man that was recruited.
Yes. And this is the one that's slow. That's got the mind of the 7-year-old.
So there's a whole group of them. Do you think they're just really setting up Richard Allen, or do you think he could be in play with this group of people?
I mean, it's possible that he could have gotten involved by, the same type of methods. You see how we are on the internet. There's so many people that we talk to on a daily basis that are like in our community.
Yeah.
It's easy to get people to want to hang out and, do things like, hey, we're going to be a family now, especially for loners.
Look, people have been
in
watching
real
me
life
on this channel right here. And I can tell you now, if I got up here and said, look, I want to go have some cult sacrifice, right, to the turtle gods of damn the Turtle King up here, right? I don't think you guys are going to show up and we're going to sacrifice anybody to the turtle gods. You know what I'm saying? So, but I do know there's weak-minded people in this world. That's how cults are formed, right? That's exactly how a cult is formed. Weak-minded people. You only got to make somebody believe that you're a little bit more intelligent than them to take control of them, right?
Not even just that, but
I watched that whole Netflix series. I'm trying to get my subs up, right? So I watched How to Be a Cult Leader. So I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's gonna be on the clip. I told you he's a cult, right?
Do it
told
to
you
yourself.
Turgay's a cult, right? I know. I just be picking with the haters. I pick with the haters a little bit, you know. But yeah, that's how cults are formed, is weak-minded people. And if you go along with something like that, but if you really believe it.
No, but it's not even just weak-minded people. This man had the mind of a 7-year-old, so they're picking out people they know are going to be
but let's look
susceptible.
Let's look at like Heaven's Gate. Okay, some of them people were like attorneys and well-off people, smart, intelligent people, nerdy people, smart people, and they all thought they were chasing a fucking comet, you know. So it's like even intelligent, smart people somehow can be brainwashed or believe something that ain't real.
Yeah, I believe that.
You know, it's and easy. That could be everybody, because people could say this. Look, them pagan people could say, "Well, look, you believe in Jesus and you believe in a God you can't see."
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's all the same thing. But you know, my God we ain't sacrificing shit. Okay, my God tells me to be a good person and to love everybody, and nothing about sticking branches on people's heads. Okay,
that's just some weirdo shit.
You know, so you can't really compare it. I'd rather believe in something I can't see that's good than believe in some shit that's gonna have me offing 2 little kids in the woods while I wear a black robe holding a torch. You know, that you can keep that shit, right? You can keep that.
The ex-wife, I keep trying to tell you that the ex-wife did a lot of the talking, and she said that Brad Holder, her ex-husband, told her that his best friend, the Patrick Westfall, that he killed those girls and to not go around him, because I think she had a friend that was trying to date him or something.
Maybe the whole town is a cult. Maybe they're all crazy.
It sure sounds like it. It really sounds like it.
You want to go to Delphi?
No.
I think the whole town
no way
is full of occult people. Okay, you go there, you might get surrounded by people in black robes and some wicked voodoo shit. Okay, like the voodoo doll over here. All right, but for real.
No, but it was alleged that one of the girls' mom mixed her races.
Okay, so
that was the issue.
They alleged that she was dating outside of her race, and these people in this small place had a problem with it. So they killed the kids to send a message to the mother. I know we were talking about that the other night, and I mean, it's 2023, dude. I mean, I know there's some small towns in this country where people live in the past. I travel, so I've stopped a few places. Matter of fact, I stopped in, was it Indiana?
I don't know.
I think it was Indiana. And I ran into some backwood ass.
Indiana.
The hills have well, I stopped in Indiana and I bumped into some hills have eyes having people, man. Hills have eyes in Indiana. I ain't lying. I was on tour with a band, and the trailer had a baron go out in the wheel of the trailer. All right, so we're in Indiana somewhere. I'm asleep. You know me, I always sleep. I'm a sleeper. So I'm asleep in the truck, and the baron goes out. And when I wake up, we're at like a rest area, and the band is telling me, hey, we had a baron go out in the back wheel. We're calling around to try to get it fixed. Right. Okay? So, you know me, I'm like, all right, deuces, back to sleep. Boop. Okay, so when I wake up, I'm at this mechanic shop in the middle of fucking nowhere, right? So I get out the truck, and as I'm getting out the truck, there's a dude cutting off the bearing of the wheel with a torch. Okay. And I get out the truck and I look at the guy and I can honestly see what he's doing. But I said, hey, you cutting the bearing off the truck? He goes, you ain't no rocket scientist, are you, boy? And I was like, what? And I was about to, you know me. You're
snappy.
When I first wake up, I'm really snappy. Like, you just don't say some stupid shit to me, right? It's just one of those things. And I know what I said was stupid because I could see him doing it, but it was just like hey, you're cutting the bearing off kind of thing. And he was like, you ain't no rocket scientist, are you? And I went to say something, and my boy grabs me. He goes, Jimmy, this is the only shop for like 200 miles. Okay? right? Because he knew I was about to flip out.
Oh,
He
yeah.
knew I was about to flip out, right? So he's like, "Yo, there ain't a shop for 200 miles." So I was like, "All right." So I grab my stuff. I go into the woods to smoke, right? I go in the woods because I'm trying to get my hair. I don't want to snap on these damn Vinlanders or whatever the hell they are. I don't want to have sticks stuck in my butt, right?
Lord.
So I go smoke. I kind of calm down. And by this time, they had fixed whatever they were going to fix on the trailer, and they were in the shop with the rest of the band. So I figured, okay, let me go walk into the shop, right? As soon as I walk into the shop, okay, there's this redneck ass dude. I didn't even know you go that far north. They had rednecks. That's a whole new thing for me. Okay. But there's this other dude with him. And as soon as I step in the door, he goes, "There's that damn rocket scientist right there." Right. And I look, everybody looks at me. I look at these dudes and I'm like, all right, let me turn around and leave. Right. So I turn around, walk back out, and them hills have eyes, right? I'm lucky I didn't end up in the chili out there. They didn't like me in the end. I don't know. Apparently, I'm the smartest person out there. I'm a rocket scientist. Okay. Facts.
I was gonna say I would have taken that as a compliment for that person.
Yeah, but you say something in the wrong place. Next thing you know, I got sticks sticking out
How
my neck.
you say something to you at the wrong time? That means he's lucky he didn't have sticks sticking out of him.
They were Vinlanders. They were Vinlanders. I'm sure of it. They had tree branches sitting around and everything. But anyway, they fixed the vehicles, so we got back on the road.
Lucky for them.
Yeah, we got back on the road.
Ooh.
So, but yeah, that's my only experience there, was just driving through.
Yeah, so it seems like it's still that type of place, or at least 2017 it was, because
I forgot all about that was Indiana.
They're upset somebody was dating outside their race. And
I can believe that now that I think about it, now that I put the two together, because this dude's I thought I was gonna be I don't know, I just thought I was in the wrong place. You know what I'm saying? Dolly didn't belong there. I can tell you that. Are these Vinlanders on the dark web? See, that's how I think all this is connected, is dark web stuff.
I mean, I'm sure they communicate some sort of way.
Or they play PlayStation 5.
Yeah, probably.
That's what that's how all the crazy people communicate now. We learned that during a bunch of different terrorist attacks that they've used video games and things like that to communicate. Now, I mean, I don't know, because I'm not in that world of, psycho.
I was always too scared.
Child killers. I don't know what their symbolism is. I like seeing, movies and stuff, but I don't actually know how the real killers operate, or how they communicate, or how sickos let each other know that they're sickos, but they do. That is for sure.
I don't know if it's with tree stumps and.
So all this motion that's going for the court for Richard Allen, that's just basically to get what they found in his house thrown out of court, right?
Yes.
And basically,
but what did they even find?
They don't have a murder weapon.
No, and they're going off of the fact that he has gun. There at the end of this article, I was trying to pull up the part.
Yeah, but the problem with this is, like, everybody in the country got guns, knives.
They don't have any DNA evidence.
No DNA in a brutal murder where one kid was drained.
Yeah.
All the blood basically drained out of her.
Everything and how all of it was placed out.
And that didn't happen quick. That happened over a long period of time. And I bet you them people were out. And I know, because I'm just confident that it's a group.
It has to be.
And I ain't talking 1, 2. I'm talking about a group, a good sized group of people went and did this.
The guy that said he spit on one of the girls said he was there when they did it the night.
So then you got the bridge guy, you got that guy, you got Keegan that led them to it. I mean, it's the amount of people involved in it. It's just growing and growing and growing.
Well, if they had like a summoning circle or something, I mean,
I know.
I don't know anything about their practices, so I don't know.
And the weird thing is like, I was like, when I seen Richard Allen, I was like, I can't see this voodoo type occult stuff, and he don't look like it, right? But when I seen the Brad dude, I thought the same thing. He don't look like it, but then his whole page is riddled with it.
Yeah.
So I guess I ain't a good judge of who may be a damn witch doctor or into some evil voodoo person, because I mean, just by appearance, there's really no way of
They're
knowing.
into like heathenism. So basically it's like it came from the Vikings.
Heathenism.
Yeah, that's like a broad term for that type of religion. It's hard to explain. There's different branches of it. Like,
all right, shout out to Nanny. It's been a great year, Turtle Gang. She's been a member for 15 months.
awesome.
Thank you, Nanny. 15 months. That's a good way to keep Dolly alive. Okay. Thank you so much for being a member for that long, putting up with my face. Y'all can hear us good out there. Give us the thumbs up because it's the first night
a lot easier. I'm not screaming.
Yeah, because it's the first night we used the mics. So we know that the last show we listened to it, it sounded a little far away. So we threw our mics on tonight. We good? Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, sounds good.
And
Damn.
This is the part that I
these
mics,
mics,
to go over
these are the ones I bought a little while ago. These mics, and they're damn expensive, so it should sound good. So what is it? What did you want to go over?
No, at the end where it said basically what they had on Richard Allen, and it sounds so silly. Number one, he was on the trails between 1:30 and 3:30, and that's per him. Also, there was an interview done that is missing with him, a recorded interview.
And that's the very beginning one?
Mm-hmm.
So they don't have the interview on tape where they interviewed him. And he's saying that he wasn't there at the time of the murders.
He, according to this paperwork here, the defense made it sound as if he was clearly there.
Bye, Tiff.
Bye, Tiff. And
all right, guys. My kid's leaving. She was here hanging out. So take it easy. Drive safe, Tiff. Text me when you get home. All right.
And we got cat burglars. Basically, when he did the interview, it seemed as if he was there to try and help solve a crime. Like, oh yeah, here, I'll come talk to you. Yeah, I was there around that time.
Well, I mean,
that type of thing.
I mean, if you didn't have nothing to do with it, say I was in a park and some people got brutally murdered, okay, and they said, "Hey, Dolly, we want you to come talk to us. You was at the park." I'd be like, "Yeah, okay." Because they probably would be like, "Well, what did you see?" And I'd be like, "Well, maybe I seen a woman, whatever, Because I would think they would want to know.
My ass is not letting you go anywhere by yourself because I'll hone up. Because that's how you get set up. And that's what I'm the conspiracy theorist.
I was just thinking, though, if you ain't did nothing.
Yeah, but why would you say this guy didn't do anything for real? Like, they really showed actual evidence that this man may not have done nothing.
So you saying so many people get set up that it's best not to go to
I'm saying it can happen.
So even if I didn't do nothing wrong, I should take an attorney with me.
Yes.
Even if I'm an innocent person.
Yes.
Because they could try to say, implicate me in something.
Yes.
That I didn't have nothing. I mean, I guess that would be the right thing to do,
It's more of a chance that wouldn't happen, but it has happened. It's not like people haven't been set up before. I don't that whole you have the right to remain silent and don't talk if you don't have to thing.
I worry about police setting you up because even when I got in trouble in Georgia and the dude hit me with the extra charge, I was just thinking, that's some bullshit because I ain't did nothing. And to get that charge, and I knew right then, I was like, if the police lie a little, they can lie a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And if they can lie a lot, they can put something on you. You can end up in prison for something you do. So I don't 100% trust that the police won't set you up. I think when you get on a large scale, though, maybe little town corruption ain't going to happen. Like, I don't think the FBI is out there setting you. I mean, they might be. I don't know. But I don't trust small town police.
Person of anybody, I guess. I don't trust anybody.
I've seen too many times that cops on the internet, you can look it up, of them planting drugs on people and getting caught planting the drugs.
There's a creator that I followed for a while, LB. She used to go by her actual name, but she goes by her initials now, LB. She got pulled over and didn't stop right away because she was worried, she said, because it was like in a desolate area, so she wanted to get to where it was lighter out, and she pulled into like a shopping center, and they pulled guns on her and then tested some chalk. I guess her kid did like gymnastics, and so she had like chalk for
Uh-huh.
like the bars and stuff. And I guess they tried to say that that was drugs, and they put her in jail, and she was in jail for a night, and it ended up not being drugs.
Oh, see, I'd be pissed off over that.
And she thought for a while one of the other YouTubers had like somebody following her, or somebody like call in on her, like she was doing something wrong. They pulled her over. It's crazy. I just don't trust anybody. I wouldn't have to know about it. I don't know. I'm weird. I don't trust anybody at all. Because I mean, it can happen.
Yeah, yeah. So you think, why not just set up Keegan Klein? Why not just say Keegan did it, and it would have been just, people would have, went with that? Why bring somebody else into it?
That's a good question. Why did it take 5 years to even pinpoint anybody to the murder?
And what's so solid they have him arrested? I mean, I get it once he made the confession in jail over the phone. Okay.
Which that's the only thing that they basically have on him. And he's claiming that he's being threatened by these guards who the defense
but didn't
staff
he get in
have
there and
seen.
stop eating, and he was being like not going along with the program in the jail?
He did.
So if you're not really going with the program, there's only so much guards can do to make you go with the program.
If I was put somewhere where I couldn't get out and I didn't do anything wrong and they wouldn't listen to me, or I probably would freak out like that too.
I mean, you think it's a point of where, he's not slept, he's been accused of something so much that
this document was written by his defense team. So on one hand, I'm thinking to myself, okay, they're pulling out everything out of that hat. They're pulling out every single possible angle they can go on. So I'm thinking that the entire time. But they're also lining out their defense with evidence. And so the story about the guards and him having to face a certain way, when they came in to talk to him to have their one-on-one time with him, them guards made him face a certain way so they could have eyesight on his mouth movement.
Okay, it says Dolly, the sheriff arrested Richard Allen only 26 days before the election.
That was a big part of the document also, which doesn't make sense because, like you said, though, Keegan, I thought he was already arrested before that point.
Keegan's already in jail.
Right. So
and they had so much solid stuff on Keegan being Anthony Shots. I thought it was a slam dunk on Keegan.
Yeah.
Now, if I was Richard Allen, I'd be blaming Keegan. I mean, that would be my defense.
Richard Allen doesn't seem to be able to be functional in jail, so I don't know what he's doing, but he's not really. And then his defense took it upon themselves to put this paperwork forth, and they're the ones that had the evidence and the paperwork and the testimony. It's literally all there. It's hard to explain, and there's so much to it.
Right here, he's a nut job. Look what he did. He's a nut job. Yeah, but
what did he do though?
Is he into that stuff? That's the question.
Not. There's no evidence of him being into that stuff.
Yeah,
and they don't have any connection. There's a gun, not a gun, a bullet that was in the ground. All of a sudden, when the defense asked for the proof of what they got out of the ground, it's standard protocol to take a picture of it in the ground still while you're removing it.
It's evidence.
It's evidence. They don't have any of that. They just have a piece of ammo.
And they threw out the ODINism really quick because a professor told them it had no connection, but they don't know what professor or have any information on the professor. It's almost like they wanted to throw out the obvious signs that this is some occult stuff and just pin it on one person.
Right. Because it seems as though the people that are in this occult group are Masons and Army officials
and maybe
government officials and people that work in the jail.
Am I going to end up with a stick in my neck for talking about that?
No.
That's what I want to know. The next thing I know, somebody kicks up in here in a cult and stabs me in the neck with a stick with a Freemason chain around.
I mean, it's that level crazy. It really is. It's that level crazy.
You're like 33 Freemason, bitch, boom. And next thing you know, I got a stick sticking out my neck, and it's horrible like that. I don't know. It's scary. I don't want to be hanging out in Delphi, Indiana, because I think whoever is responsible for killing Abby and Libby, they still out there.
Yeah.
I think we might have a couple fall guys in jail, Richard Allen and Keegan, but I think the real monsters
are still on the street.
Are still out there. Yeah, and these are these people that believe in this crazy stuff that involves sacrificing people.
Yeah, for no reason other than their parent being into something you're not into, which, I mean, come on, it's 2023. At some point.
Jennifer says, I love the pink sugar, granny apple, and Caribbean turtle haze. I just made a bunch of
pumpkin. Frosted pumpkin.
Frosted pumpkin. These are the frosted pumpkins I made. I made some butterscotch wax melts. Candles. These are same ones. And candles. I made some of those. I ain't labeled them yet. You need to put labels on these.
Okay.
And these. I made those.
I have labels.
Okay. So, and then I got some soap and stuff.
I wanted to make bubble gum next.
Bubble gum.
And the candy apple scent came. Thank you, short legs.
We've added a bunch of stuff to the store. As far as you've added the butterscotch.
I added random stuff to the store, and people should just be checking just to kind of see, because it's like, I just felt like it the other day. I know that we had gotten a scent a while back that we just never did nothing with. And
that's awesome, right? So that's a good way to help us keep going, guys. Buy some Dolly soap. We got the Captain Crunch, Love Spell, Caribbean Haze, Spicy
Crunch
Pumpkin.
Still my favorite.
We got candles, lotions, body washes.
It's starting to stack up.
We got voodoo dolls. You name it, we got it. All right. So take some of it off my hands. I need some room. I can't even move around. All right. So check out buydollysoap.com.
Okay. I want to go back to this. Can I go back to this?
Yes, you can.
All right. So the number one reason people were blaming Richard Allen, or what they had on Richard Allen, was the 1:30 to 3:30 time on the bridge. Then number two was Richard Allen owns a blue coat.
Okay. That's enough to put you in prison for the rest of your life right there.
Apparently.
The blue coats are coming. Okay.
Number three, he owns guns.
Oh, Lord. That could be anybody in the country. Okay.
Number four, he owns knives.
That's you. You the Delphi murderer.
Stop telling these people my secrets.
She's like a KGB agent from the damn Croatian army. Okay, you think Zanime is fucking like James Bond? You don't know about this chick. She be pulling guns out her neck like death pull.
I did want to wear.
What I call them, death pull, dead pull.
I did want to wear my
that'd be cool.
My chopsticks in my hair.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that. All right. So number five, his black Ford Focus was parked at the CPS building between 1:30 and 4. And as the court knows by now, 2:15 Betsy Blair observed a vehicle parked at the old CPS lot that resembled a 1965 non-black Comet. What does that have to do with a Ford Focus?
I have no clue. So he drove a Ford Focus.
Yes. So the defense, I guess it looks like, allegedly is saying that the lady saw a 1965 Comet, and mistakenly the prosecutors took that as evidence that there was a Ford Focus there. I can't. See, this is ridiculous.
Well, they're trying to pin him to the location.
Okay.
All right? Because if he's saying he left before these murders took place, they need to pin him in that general area at the time of the murders. But it sounds like he wasn't there, and they're trying to use some witness. It's like they're stretching on everything.
They really are. It sounds like it. But then
other than look, this is one thing. It's hard when somebody confesses, right? Because we're not there in the jail to know if somebody was twisting his arm when he said that.
Oh, another thing, the defense in this paperwork said at one point that he was incoherent because, he was starving himself or whatever. And I guess somebody had come to talk to him, and he was saying, "Please don't shock me." And so I think they're alluding that, like, the staff was giving him electric shock.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know.
What's up, Johnny Blackhawk? Good to see you, brother.
It's ridiculous. I mean,
so he's being abused in the jail, so he's saying, but he also went on. I remember back a little while ago, he was on a hunger strike or something like that.
The lead detective denied his request to be moved to a different jail cell or a different prison.
Well, I would think that would be the first thing. If they can prove that there's some group in there that may be harassing him inside the jail, what does it hurt to move him to another facility?
That lead investigator said that it was Transportation issue?
Transportation issue. They ain't had no problem picking your ass up, but they can't drive you somewhere else.
Tiff said to tell you that there's an 18-wheeler upside down and backwards on the interstate.
Okay, there's an 18-wheeler upside down and backwards on the interstate. That ain't good.
No, that sounds horrible.
Okay, good thing I ain't going anywhere.
Good thing.
Right?
I guess.
Good thing she ain't in no accident.
Yeah.
That's the best thing, because she just left here. And the weather's not been the best here. It's been sprinkling on and off. Rain, a little bit of rain. All phone calls are recorded. Absolutely right. And you know, most jail facilities have a sign on the wall that tells you that it's being recorded. And not only that, when you get on the phone, it tells you on the phone this call is being recorded and monitored. But a lot of inmates, they say they'll say stuff on the phone because they just don't think nobody's listening. How are they listening to everybody? But they record everything. And then just like anything, there's keywords that trigger things. You say this, they boom, they own it. Or they got somebody monitoring just lightly while they're playing, you know, Pokemon Go on their phone. And then they hear something and they go, okay, let me click on this. But there's people listening to them phone calls, especially when they have somebody of importance that they want information on. Not only will they listen to your phone calls, but they'll go get a jail informant, somebody that's already in jail, and be like, look, we're going to put you in here with him, get us some information, and we'll let you out.
Wow.
And then they'll put that person in there with you, right? So they have an informant around you in a cell. And let me tell you this, most people in jail, they want out. They'll tell on you quick as shit. Fast as there ain't no honor amongst thieves and criminals. All right. So you a criminal, they're going, hey man, we're gonna let you out. You give us the dirt on this dude. They will tell right on you. Not only that, they'll make up some shit and testify against you. Right. So the police, they got some methods of getting information.
Yeah. There's just so much here.
Yeah. And I mean, and how big of a group is the people that practice Odinism? How big is the group there? How big is the group nationwide?
Right.
You know, I have no clue to that. There's
this paperwork alone named at least 8.
Well, I know there's a couple different books that are written on this same type of thing since goes back to 2009, one written in 2013. So, I mean, this ain't something new.
Well, no, but we don't see it in our everyday life, so it seems like it's something that's not popular.
It's so bizarre.
Like you said, in the backwoods country somewhere where they've got woods to go out and just make sacrifices in.
Yeah, took like a fucking a Marvel movie and went real life with it.
Yeah.
You know, like I be watching the Loki and the Thor stuff on, but to me it's just a movie. It's like no more than that. But I guess if you based your religion off of it, you know, and I don't know, it still is wrong to kill people. I don't know how in your heart of hearts
and kids. I mean,
you could think it's acceptable, even if you took all religion out of everything, and you just, I could judge my world by my heart. My heart usually tells me what to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And my heart would know it's wrong to kill somebody. If you took every book out, I don't need the Bible to know it's wrong that I shouldn't kill. All right. My heart, my soul tells me it's wrong to do that. You know, and like how people could get behind anything that involves hurting somebody or sacrificing somebody, or even if it's willingly sacrificed, like in the Vikings movie, how somebody could get behind that. But I mean, if it was a way of life from the time you were brought up, I could understand it because that's all you know. But you can look at that dude, that Brad dude or whatever his damn name is, and you could tell he wasn't brought up by the fucking Vikings on a Viking ship. So why is he acting this way now? You know, and then taking it to a level that other people ain't taking it to.
I don't know. I still am a conspiracy theorist, and he's got them ties, whether it's the military or the
Masons. He has all of it. He has the Pagan, the Mason, the hunting, the guns, the weapons, And I seen
He
the
posted
image.
a picture of the freaking stuff he carries in his pocket.
DC, his daily carry with brass knuckles, a big knife, a Glock, some type of Glock.
Yeah.
So that was his daily carry. I'm like, damn, dude, don't want to bump into you.
And he wears that same hat like the bridge guy. I couldn't believe that. That same hat, not everybody wears that kind of hat. That's like a church hat sometimes for like old people.
Yeah, like almost like a Kango, but not cool like a Kango.
Not cool like a Kango.
Yeah.
Like the old man version of it.
Yeah, it's more like a damn Irish kind of hat, I would think.
Something.
More than like a Kango, like you would see like a pimp wearing a Kango.
Something.
It's a little different than that.
But like you said, everybody's starting to look like that bridge guy, so.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the thing about the photo. It's not clear enough to go 100. Yeah, that is him. It looks like any heavy-set dude with a little scruffy beard.
Yeah.
So that's hard to go by all the way around. The voice.
Yeah, they're saying that it sounds like this Brad guy, but I don't know. Why did it take 5 years though? And who should? At this point, I would think that somebody should be held accountable for that part of it, because like from the very beginning, you saw the crime scene. There's no way you could not see that and not think, okay, there's
if all these people have been out there, why hasn't this happened again?
One sacrifice per decade? I don't know.
One sacrifice.
How do you know it hasn't?
Well, not because they left those bodies to be found, because they were posed. They knew the bodies were going to be found.
Well, if you're making a sacrifice to some God you believe in, you have to leave it for it to see it. I mean, what do you mean?
Not necessarily. If you just say you're making a sacrifice for God, God sees everything. He would see it.
God's not as
they
as
left
bright.
that
I don't
for
know.
people to see. That wasn't something for the God to see.
How fast did they get? Wasn't it like 22 hours or something? They were discovered. They weren't missing for that long.
Yeah, they wasn't because they wasn't far from the trussle.
Right.
So I mean, they had a massive search and they were found fairly quick. But that whole day, they could have been out there doing a ritual, all kinds of crazy things. They had to have time because they bled to one body.
Yeah.
They changed their clothes. One girl was naked, and one girl had on two bras. Different things like that. I mean, trigger warning, guys. It's horrible.
Serious trigger warning.
But this is a cult. This ain't one dude. This ain't Richard Allen. This is a whole bunch of crazy psycho killers.
Yeah. And I think it was the 7-year-old minded man also said something about he put the antler placement on the one because she was the one that was trouble.
Tiff said she thought it represented some type of halo. And I was like, I didn't think of it like that. To me, it looked more like antlers.
It's antlers. The document stated that it was antlers, and that this guy said that he placed it that way because she was the troublemaker.
And the antlers represent?
Like a bad character, I guess. Somebody that's a troublemaker, according to what it said. I don't know. It's all mind-boggling. And there's just so much, like us just talking about it like this.
Johnny Blackhawk said it too. This is bigger than Richard Allen.
Yeah.
I believe so too, 100%. I believe that there's some weird connections to some group, some dark web underground group that is into this paganism, Odinism, some type of sacrifice, and somehow they've tapped into it out there.
How did they think they were going to get away with that though?
I don't think
even if Richard Allen
wanted people to. I mean, if you're gonna do some ritual and you're gonna leave it like that, when people show up, they're gonna know it's a ritual,
right?
Right? They wanted people to know it was a ritual,
but
and that's scary because then people still operate
and thinking like, okay, I got to do this ritual, then going out to do a ritual. 5 years later, and you're still walking the street like, oh, no big deal. Like that's normal behavior for people, really? Like, how does that happen?
Well, we don't know who was at that ritual. You know what I'm saying? What if the sheriff
was there? That's what it boils down to.
What if
that's
the mayor
exactly it.
was there? What
exactly.
If, let's just go back to like the early days of slavery into the KKK.
Right.
When you start throwing on robes and hoods, you don't know who the hell is behind that damn thing. You know what I'm saying? So you get these powerful people that have these weird fucking beliefs. I mean,
that's like that Squid Game shit.
Or Scientology, right? You get all these damn rich ass weirdos and weird.
I swear, people with too much money are like
I
bored and they
know,
start doing
I
weirdo
know.
type
It
shit.
gets to a point to where, like, people start to search for things in their life and they find the weirdest shit to cling on to.
Mm.
And I don't know, man. So many people are brainwashed in this world that, or they just believe the oddest shit, you know. And but I mean, like anything you believe that you can't see, it's just that you gotta, you know,
You
believe
didn't
it.
feel it though. And my response to everybody every time the whole God concept comes in and it's like, why do you believe in blah blah blah? And you can't see air. You're breathing air.
Air's real, allegedly. I believe in God, that there is a creator. I don't know exactly what God is. I don't know if the Bible is true because the Bible is written by man, but I know there is something greater than us out there. You know what I'm saying? I feel that in my soul.
Right. That's why I
And
was saying you can feel it.
that's why I believe in a creator. You mean you call him what you want to call him, but I believe there is a creator and that there's something bigger and greater than me in this universe.
For
You know,
sure.
I mean, I can understand people choose to believe in nothing. You know, we just evolved from monkeys, but I'm here to tell you
Where's the
guys,
half monkey, half
there's no
person?
half monkey, no half
I
person.
want
We
it.
didn't evolve from monkeys. Every other thing, and you know, I watched the UFC fighter Bryce Mitchum get a lot of hell about this the other night on the Michael Bixby podcast. He was talking about the same exact thing. There's no, we can see where wolves of dogs have domesticated from wolves. We can see
Right.
the transitions. We still have that going on. There's no transition period between man and ape. There's no, like you
Right.
said, no half man, no half ape
There's
person
no
out there.
cave
There's no,
people.
and it would always be like that through evolution. And we don't see that. So we don't
But not
share.
only that, the ape supposedly evolved from
It's the
what
X gene. It's the mixing gene. It's the mixing gene. And that gene is missing because we're not the same species. Okay.
right.
Monkey is a species. Humans are its own species. All right. That's so I don't believe the whole evolution thing that we came from monkeys. I
No.
believe there is a greater plan. I believe there is something bigger than just we came from monkeys.
Yeah.
It's like let's take God out of it. Okay. In this world, people try to take God out of everything. I don't want this to turn into no sermon, but let's just take God out of it. We came from monkeys, right? No, we are in the creation of God's form. We look like
I want to be able
our
to talk to
God.
the monkeys.
Okay. Yeah, show me a talking monkey.
I wanted to, I
Okay.
talked to that one time.
And you know, I can't even climb a tree without falling out of it. So I know I didn't come from any kind of thing that can climb. If I did, I should be ashamed. I know that. All right. So I've always believed that we're our own species. And this right here is just a vessel that carries a soul anyway. Right.
Yeah.
This is just a shell.
Energy never
Me
dies.
is on the inside of this. Okay. Not the outside of this. I don't know, Dolly. I thought the process of evolution was proven.
I don't think
How?
so. How do you prove that?
How do you prove it?
You have
There's
to
no.
replicate it in order to prove it, and they
Yeah,
can't replicate it.
yeah, and like I said, there's no transition period. There's no half monkey, half man out there. You know, we didn't come from apes. Yeah, that's. Just, I mean, if you want to teach your kids that, great. I mean, that's on you. You know, believe in this world what you want to believe. You have those options. Just don't go sacrifice nobody. All right, that.
Please.
It don't matter if you believe in evolution or not. It don't matter what your religion is, but don't hurt people. Don't go kill people. Stop damn dressing in black robes and praying to fucking big ass owls in the middle of the night. Okay,
Oh Lord.
that's a little weird to me. You know, and we
I
see
know.
this type of weird occult behavior in our government, and all kinds of weird people are involved in this weird shit, and it's a little bit scary. You know, I don't want to be on the radar of nobody like that. You know, of these high elite occultist people that are still searching for the damn holy grail and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's on Oak Island.
On Oak Island. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm staying away from all that, because that's how you end up chopped up or like
Because it's money.
missing, or
It's all over materialistic money things.
because you just, when you're dealing with like, just say churches or cult, you never know how powerful somebody is in that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what if one of these occult members is like some Supreme Court judge, or, you know, or like some real high powerful person, and they can pull all these strings to make your life shit.
No, that's true though. I was on a shift one night and went and picked up a judge, and he was whining in the back of my ambulance talking about nobody wants to join the Shriners anymore, and what's this world turn out to be. And so their little Masonic group, he's a high judge. It's all connected. It's literally all connected.
That's to have power in this world, it comes from powerful people. They put you into place, right? You can't get that power without the elite giving you that power. And that's where you get connections. That's where you get corruption. That's where you get these weird elite secret societies and groups of what seems weird to us, but custom to them. You know, I've always heard weird things about the Masons, but you know, how much of that is internet? How much of that is fact? I mean, I ain't a Mason. I couldn't tell you 100% of all these weird rituals and devil worship and stuff, and like saying you got to denounce God and all kinds. I've heard so much crazy stuff. And in this world we live in, though, there is a lot of cults that I would consider, hey, this is a cult. Okay. Like
sacrificing people to the gods.
To me, I mean, for everybody, if we have any Mormons in here, I think the Mormons are a cult. It's just me. That's my person. I ain't saying they are. Scientology, a cult.
Cult for sure.
Okay. Definitely cult-ish. Tom Cruise, don't come get me. I might need your help one day. Okay. Help me, Tom Cruise. Fuck no. You talk bad about Scientology. Now, I did hear that this is a thing that they're so powerful that if you get out there and you start talking bad about Scientology and you get any fucking legway on it, they'll come after you.
So I'm sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you mention them and you ain't nothing, they don't mess with you. But say we did this video and this video did 100,000, 200,000 plays where we're up here saying Scientology is a cult, they would have their lawyers and their people coming after you. Now, tell me that ain't scary. Right, because I've seen stories of that, people that tried to leave the church and
Leah Remini right now is suing Scientology, and she's got her own show, and she always had talked about how they've.
Can you imagine leaving Scientology and all of a sudden the door kicks in, boom! Yeah. It's Tom Cruise. He got the leather jacket on and shit from like Top Gun.
He's sliding across the floor.
What are you doing? Slides in like risky business and shit. He's like, yo, hold these two things and tell the truth. So they got these little things they hold, and who is it? Like L. Ron Hubbard or some shit. The sci-fi books turned into their religion, and like we live in a world where
never got found.
You can be hypnotized by Tom Cruise. Okay, Tom Cruise is brainwashing people out there. He's like a brain ninja. All right, Tom Cruise. Who's more scary? I think they aliens. Him and Oprah. I think both of them are aliens. Okay,
I'm pretty sure Elon Musk is part.
He's an alien too.
Part robot.
Look.
He's got that brain chip already.
He got something, all right. That is a robot or something. I don't know. I think they playing a prank on us in this world with that dude. Where'd he come from?
That's what I would have known.
You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, he's just the richest motherfucker on the planet, owns rockets and car company. He just pops out of nowhere. Like, boop.
I want to know who made Bill Gates the medical freaking professional for.
How do you go from making computers to making? Yeah, they take your channel for stuff talking about that.
I know.
We're gonna stay away from Mr. Gates, okay? Because that's a weird one. We live in a crazy time, crazy time, right?
I was just trying to look to see if there's anything I missed. I feel like I missed a lot of this document. There's the
occult, you know, and a lot of people. You ever remember what was it, Chasing Hitler or something like that? That Hitler was really into the occult stuff, and that I
read that book.
He was searching the whole time for relics and shit because he believed these relics held certain powers and things, the Holy Grail and things of that nature, but. these occult beliefs, they do go back a long time. And it's amazing that, with it being so wild, that it stood this long, that, you know, it ain't died out.
There's got to be something to it then.
Well, I mean, you look at like Satanists. Let's just say that, for instance, that they got a church and things, they're doing like evil stuff, and it just never dies out. Evil never goes away. You can't have good without evil. It's the yin and the yang in the world, you know. It's the good and bad and everything. It's what keeps everything balanced.
What's that fine line in the middle you're supposed to be at?
Once you in, you can't leave. So sad. So don't join the cults, guys.
No, definitely don't.
Something bigger is going on than this. If you in Delphi or around that area, be careful, because my belief is this.
See, I found this part about the antlers.
Okay, here we go.
Elvis, sorry. I knew there's so much to this document. I feel like I want to like read it out loud.
Well, tell them. I'm going to grab my drink real quick.
Go ahead. Okay, so this is the character Elvis, who is connected to this brotherhood, or so he claimed. He told his sister that he got new brothers, and then he said he was at the sacrifice. I'm not sure if he called it that, but so in the article, page 97, it says Elvis described forming horns out of sticks and placing them on Abby's head, and crime scene photos confirm Elvis's statement. Perhaps the most damaging piece of evidence that links Elvis to the crime scene was found in an unusual place, the middle of a report that memorialized the result of Mary Jacobs' polygraph examination. And Mary, that's his sister. In Mary's pre-examination interview, polygraph examiner Stephanie Thompson recorded that Mary Jacobs stated the following: Elvis told me Mary Abigail is a little troublemaker, that he placed leaves on her head and used sticks to give her horns. Horns and antlers are common symbols used in pagan rituals, and Brad Holder himself displayed the Odinite fascination with horns on his Facebook post. And then it says, find attachment, blah, 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 from his Facebook page. As you can see, the middle photograph is the image of a person with small stick-like antlers on the top of their head.
See, it says turtle cult only. That's the cult. If you're going to join the cult, join the turtle cult. Okay, we ain't going to sacrifice anybody and nothing crazy. Okay,
we're going to have to send the turtle on the refrigerator.
If you're in the turtle cult, all we're going to do is keep you clean and soft. All right, if you and we're in the clean and soft club. All right, if you want to be in that cult, you can join us. We keep you clean and soft. Other than that, we ain't offing nobody. We ain't putting no deer antlers on you. We ain't sticking no sticks in you nowhere.
No.
Right. We don't even, we not even giving you no Kool-Aid. Right? You don't even get no Kool-Aid here.
I like Kool-Aid.
Why turn off phone October 4th? They made stuff with bones and antlers.
Yeah.
I swear people were always this sucky, or were we too young to notice?
That's a good question. I think the technology has made it to where we can see more of it.
Yeah, I think people were crazy, just as crazy. Back in the day, we had Charles Manson, Ted Bundy, Gacy, Knights. I mean, they might have been crazier.
Yeah, people have always been crazy. But I think it's more apparent because we have social media and news stations that only broadcast stuff that's insane and crazy and bad. And so we're more hyper focused on the negative and the bad in the world, just because we
see it all,
subjected to it.
I know the news is constant death, gloom, and doom.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Like, I know what the news is going to say before I even turn it on. It's all bad. They don't have good news.
It's about
sensationalizing things. All right, see, we'll back each other up here. Shit I can't say, you got me. You know, so yeah, the news, they need to put more good things in it. I think that's why people are so desensitized to the violence in the world. It's because we constantly see it. So it's not shocking. but a little bit of violence should be shocking to
Well,
people.
stuff like this
You
is
know,
shocking to me because I expect, the officials that are in charge of, the area you live in to be on to something like
when I was a
this.
kid, you couldn't cuss on TV.
Yeah.
You
It's
couldn't
different
kill
now.
people on TV. You couldn't like it wasn't pornography on TV. Like now, you can damn watch a regular cable channel and it's damn near softcore. You
Yeah.
know, violence, killers are all on the news, spree shooters, constant. You can watch the killings now.
Yeah.
You couldn't do that when I was a kid. You couldn't go watch people walk into a mosque and do horrible things.
Mm-mm.
You couldn't watch school. You're seeing this. Kids are seeing this. Not only are they doing this, but they're playing way more violent games.
Yeah.
Okay, and look. I'm a gamer, but I do know that it is a level of balance to everything. And if you up the level of violence and balance and balance and balance, violence becomes just another thing. It's just another thing when it should be a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
When somebody gets hurt, it's a big deal. Everybody, right? Or if somebody does something horrible, it's a big deal. Now it ain't that big of a deal.
We've normalized it.
Yeah, it's now when people walk into court and they do something violent, it don't even sound that crazy, and they don't get long sentences because we're desensitized to what we consider horrific. You kill one person these days, well, man, he only killed one person. What?
Yeah.
That's one fucking person. That's just as much as a million people. You don't even get now you got to kill 5, 6 people for them to put you away for the rest of your fucking life. One person is not worth another person's life these days. That's insane to me. That is totally insane to me.
It just goes back to the whole money.
Because killing one person ain't a big deal.
People are able to pay out of their.
Many people are used to hearing one person got killed. They're like, okay, 15 years, 20 years.
Yeah.
You should never get out.
Yeah.
It is an eye for an eye in this world, a life for a life. You shouldn't have to kill. Like we shared a story, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago about a dude that had killed a kid and threw him in a dumpster, and he served 11 years and was paroled out, and then got out and killed 2 more people. And I'm thinking, this man should have never
flaw in the system.
Should have never seen daylight.
Right.
He should have never been out to ever hurt another person again, especially after he was convicted of a crime of killing a child.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I know one thing in this. My kid that just left is the most precious thing I got in this world. You hurt a kid. Well, she's grown now, but still my baby. It is the worst humanly thing you can do. Right now, you kill a 70-year-old person. That's bad, man. That's terrible. But that person lived 70 years. You go hurt an innocent,
still bad.
But you never know. That person could have did a little wrong in their life, and it's karma catching up, right? Kid, when you kill a kid, that kid ain't never did shit. That kid is without sin. It don't know. It is an innocent person. That is the worst. And these monsters, right? They go after kids. Damien Echoes, he went after kids because they believe when they drain the blood, they get all these fucking powers from these kids, right? It is absolutely, it is the worst. And the reason they attack these kids is because of their innocence. That's the reason they do it. When they seen these young girls, they in this weird ass fucking occult, and they attack these kids because how pure and how innocent they are. And that's why they hurt these kids. And that they should pay worse than anything you could ever do when you commit a crime like that. It shouldn't be 20 years on death row. It should be, hey, man, you guilty. Let's go out back. We got something for you. All right?
These people are walking the streets.
Especially when they know 100 without a fact you guilty, and now you just taking taxpayers' money. We got to feed you. We got to do all these things. Look, I know innocent people are convicted, prosecuted in this country, but we need to speed up the track for some of these people that we know are guilty of heinous crimes in our country. There needs to be you fall into the heinous category. And when you fall into that heinous category, you are executed within 3 years. Okay? As soon as your last appeal is up, we walk you down a damn hall like not Osama bin Laden, but Saddam Hussein. Okay? And you get we've seen what happened to him. Okay, that's how it should be in this country, and I guarantee you,
we're running out of space to hold people.
If you did this, there'd be a lot less of what's going on. When you take away the death penalty and these things like this in certain states, and you give it a free haven for murderers and killers to kill you and go spend the rest of their life in prison where they get 3 meals, a place to sleep, and fucking cable TV.
Yeah.
That'll never be justice to Dolly and this to me. Okay. I think like prison should be made for people. Okay, you did something stupid, you sold some drugs, you did this. When you start murdering and raping people, there should be something else for you. You know what I'm saying?
I still get upset when I see these people in
You
prison
should be thrown
with
in
their
a pit
iPads.
with tigers. Okay, at that point, we just 300 your ass into a pit of spikes. Okay, it is lucky I don't run this country. I'll tell you that, because I can tell you this: there'd be a lot less crime. Look at them countries where fucking people, they cut your hands off when you steal. You don't see people running around there with missing hands.
No.
Nope, they got their hands. You know why? Because they don't steal. They're like, hey, I'm keeping my damn hands. You can have that, right? I'll starve to death before I lose my hands. So we need a little more of that in our country. And like these weird groups, these secret societies, there ain't no room for that shit. We don't want secrets. You want secret societies?
No.
These secret groups?
I don't want people to have iPads.
We don't want secret shit.
Either.
Look what happens when they got secret groups on YouTube, right? When they all Discord, and you see how that happens. Them groups all crumble and they destroy each other and they do the most heinous, horrible shit, you know? And that's just on YouTube, these little hidden Discord groups. So you can imagine in the real world what kind of damage one of these secret societies with powerful people.
They've been around for a long time, though.
Could do. I know.
They're doing it.
Goes back to the damn Illuminati.
Oh, Lord.
All right.
Did you just one-eye symbol them?
I gotta let them know. I gotta get the symbolism. It's symbolism, okay? All right, guys. Look, I'm Dolly. If y'all haven't, make sure y'all hit the like on this damn video. Pick up some damn Dolly soap, lotion, voodoo dolls, body wash. What else is there? Wax melts. We got wax melts and candles too.
Why did you ask me if you weren't gonna let me talk?
I don't know. I always do that. That's my strategy.
I want to pack some shit. I'm bored.
Okay, so PJ shipped out. You shipped out a bunch of stuff yesterday, right?
I did. There's only 7 orders left as of last night.
So guys, get your orders in, right? And we got any promo codes running?
Only the ones that we had, but we can make another one.
What are the promo codes we got?
We have the Dolly Vision for the 50% off the soap.
Ooh, Dolly Vision, 50% off soap. Okay. All right. What's the other one?
Wash your flaps.
Wash your flaps is 10% off anything in the store.
Everything.
Okay. Everything. And Dolly Vision is just 50% off the soap. So get over there, get you some soap, wash your ass cracks and your titty flaps. Right. They're good places to start. And me and PJ, I'll see you guys tomorrow night.
Sure.
All right. Later, guys. Peace. Drop some. Hey, wait. We got any questions for the replay crew?
You've done talk me to death. I have no idea what my name is.
Okay, replay crew. Let me ask you guys this. Is this the work of the occult, or is this the work of Richard Allen? Let me know in the comment box down below, and we'll see you guys. I'll see you guys tonight. PJ, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
My phone.